To Monday, June 25th's episode of the Daily Snap Picks, the show where we pick the news. I'm your host, Varian, and I'm going to start, as usual, by checking the most shared articles on Facebook. All right, here we have, in first place, 9,000 barrels of bourbon fall in Kentucky distillery building collapse. Oof, that's a lot of Kentucky. A lot of whiskey, sorry. Interesting. Game of Thrones stars Kit Harington and Rose Leslie just tied the knot in real life. Wow. That's interesting, even though I don't know if it's going to make the Daily Snap. I still want to see if this is true as a Game of Thrones fan. Piyush Goyal. Okay, this is Indian politics. Trump advocates depriving undocumented immigrants of due process rights. More Trump. To target more Trump. Hank Aaron on whether he would visit the White House. Okay, more Trump stuff. Supreme Court rules police need warrant to get location information from cell towers. Wow, that's really changing it. Because I know they don't really need one here in Canada, so I assume it's the same process. But this is a huge step for privacy. It just means that you need to have a reason to doubt someone before you can access. You need to prove to the judge that you have a reason to suspect someone before you can take their location of their cell phone device. That way you aren't just collecting evidence that you shouldn't have been allowed to collect. That's incredible. Chief Justice Roberts cast his decision as a narrow one. He said it does not disturb the routine use of subpoenas to obtain financial, bank, or otherwise business records, nor does it prevent police from obtaining cell location records without a warrant in emergency circumstances, such as when police are faced with fleeing suspects and kidnapping. Okay, that's good to know. Kept on control, so whoever sells them for the prior. Okay, that's good. This is definitely making it. It's really cool. In major privacy win, Supreme Court rules. Okay, yeah, that's the same thing. Same article twice. Landmark day for Saudi women as driving ban ends. Well, that's huge. I think it was well known that Saudi women weren't allowed to drive, which was kind of silly. Because especially young men get a lot more accidents than women. All right. At least here in the Western world. Supreme Court, okay. We saw that. Vinnie Paul dies at 45. Who's Vinnie Paul? Pantera? Heavy metal band Pantera. So, entertainment news. Barcelona plotting to hijack move for Liverpool target. Hey, soccer. Intern considers this approach possible part exchange deal. Okay, that's more sports. Okay, football. So Erdogan wins the Turkish elections again. He's been in the news a lot. People, especially since the coup that happened, and then he took power again, and then threw a lot of his supposed rivals into prison. So we already have 5 articles. Look at that. Well, this one, 9,000 barrels of whiskey. Not so sure about. Game of Thrones, not so sure about. So let's keep reading. It's from parents of MS. Racist tweet. Opposing state of origin players kiss the women's match. Okay, that's fine. Let's check Reddit. American skydiver lands safely after okay. Wow, that seems Unlikely. So, novice skydiver lands safely after U.S. instructor dies. Wow. The American novice used techniques gleaned from television to survive after trained dies mid-air heart attack. Whoa. I mean, interesting. Trump flips on North Korea, declaring country still an extraordinary. That's Trump. Explosion with hits Ethiopia PM rally. Hits a rally in Ethiopia's new prime minister, attended by thousands of people in Addis Ababa. Breaking news hit story. Okay, well, that's interesting. All right, well, let's kill the Game of Thrones and the 9,000 barrels of whiskey, just for a bit of diversity. Let's go with. Look, there's a lot of good news here. Well, Anthony Bourdain's old news victories. Okay, no, that we saw. Fires PR chief after use of N-word in meeting. Okay, that's still interesting. Jonathan fired. Okay, Lucasfilm licking wounds, not halting Star Wars. The big picture, dining out DC's getting the Trump officials. Okay. Allow mail order marijuana sales. Interesting. Races to watch treat this primaries. I see higher pay. Correlated with, yeah, well, that you could correlate it with whatever you want. Hawks jam Knicks trade after media reports. Okay, well, yeah, no, there's good news here, and I'm sure some of the news we skipped yesterday will be around tomorrow, so we can bring it up then. But there you go. These are your 5 news articles. In major privacy win, Supreme Court rules police need a warrant to track your cell phone. Saudi woman, landmark day for Saudi woman as kingdom's controversial driving ban ends. Erdogan wins re-election in historic Turkish polls. Novice skydiver lands safely after U.S. instructor dies. And Ethiopia, 2 dead and dozens of hurts in grenade attack in pro-PM rally. And more than half the votes, officials say. Well, there you go. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.